Come on in the room, saints. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Come on in. Come on in. Happy Thursday. Is this Thursday? Happy Thursday to each of you. I want to come on and talk because I made a post yesterday that apparently got folks going crazy. So let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Hope all is well, by the way. I haven't gone live in a long time. God is faithful. Let me first say this. All is well. I am good. I thank those of you who reached out to me to ask if I'm okay and all that stuff like that. Y'all, I am phenomenal. I am well. I am great. God has been completely good to me. And I have nothing to complain about. I'm not angry at nothing. I'm not mad at anything. I am good. But I think we need to have a quick conversation. I want to have a conversation. So come on in the room. Come on in the room. As you see, the title is I married. I said, my post said I almost married a witch. Y'all saw it. And people are like, oh my God, what's up, Jessica? Hey, Pastor Jessica. Hey, Ruthie. Hey, everybody. Good to see y'all. Hope all is well. Come on, y'all. Come in the room so I can start talking because I got a lot to say. But while we're waiting on everybody, no, I am good. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Tara. Hey, everybody. Good to see y'all. Happy Thursday. Hope all is well in your lives. Grace and peace to you. Grace and peace to you. Gab, what's up? What's up? Miss you too. Hope all is well. Good to see you. Okay, y'all. So listen, I'm going to let those catch the replay who got to catch the replay. But again, let me first start. I am fine. People have been reaching out to me, wondering if I'm okay, what's going on, all because of my recent post that said I almost married a witch, but thank God for divine intervention. I am perfectly fine. That was about 3 years ago or so at this point. But there's a lot that I have not said. And let me preface this. My assignment, my goal is not to badmouth anybody, throw shade at anybody, or none of that. The reality is that's my truth. That's my story. The Bible says we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. Many of you have been through divorces. Many of you have been through deaths. Many of you have been through suicidal thoughts, mental illness, surgeries, whatever the case may be. Hey there, good to see you. But whatever you've been through, God will give you a season in your life, wherein you got to talk about it. How else will anybody heal if you don't talk about it? How else will you overcome, like the word says, if you don't talk about it? Many pastors and leaders and people in general are committing suicide. They're drinking themselves to sleep at night because they're depressed, because they're angry, because they don't have an outlet, and they're not able to be truthful with what they have gone through. And what we've got to learn as a culture, and this has been grieving me for quite some time, what we have to learn as a culture is understanding the fine line between being shady and messy and telling the truth. And what I will say, and I don't mean to be real harsh, but I gotta be 100, for anybody who took my post and will take this and received it as shady or messy, that's because you're messy. That's because you're shady, and because that's your perspective and the lens in which you analyze information and life. That's how you perceived it. But I promise you, authentically, wholeheartedly, I'm good. But I'm doing this because it's a teaching moment and it's necessary. And what's happening in our world right now is there are witches, there are Jezebel-like spirits, there are all types of spirits trying to silence the men and the women of God who are pure. I'm not perfect, but despite rumors and things that's been said against me years, whatever, don't even matter. No. But that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to be careful because I want to go in a direction I'm not intending to go. But what I'm saying is that post was me being honest. I almost married a witch. In other words, I'm taking accountability for a mistake I almost made. I almost entered into a covenant being unequally yoked when I saw the signs from day one. I don't speak any ill will towards that woman. I don't speak anything. That's why I'm not giving names. Now, if you know who it is, that's simply because you know who I've been with. That's public knowledge. But what's hindering people from being delivered and set free and overcoming is because people try to silence people from telling their truth. So here it is again. There is a fine line between telling the truth and being messy. I've never been a messy person. I've never been that person. Many of you know me as a man of integrity, a man of respect, but you cannot allow culture and social media to make you take truth and turn it into something that it's not. Truth is not mess. The issue about truth is people don't want to hear the truth. People don't want to be held accountable. People run from anything that holds them accountable and takes off the filter they put on their social media. We're living in such a fraudulent, fake, and phony society nowadays that when men and women of God tell the truth, now they're evil. Now they're wrong. Now something's out of order. Take ministry out of it. You could be a CEO of a company, a leader in your community. Just because someone tells the truth, even if it's their truth, their reality, that's not messiness. That's not shadiness. That's none of that. And you've got to stop making people or try to muzzle people's mouth just because you don't agree. And let me preface this now, because I'm in a very different season in my life. If there's anything that I say or do that causes you to think a certain way, then perhaps you're not assigned to me. And that's okay. Release yourself. There's no ill will. There's no ill motive. We've got to stop. I might have been assigned to you for a season and now the season's over. I bid you well, vice versa. It's not that. Stop making everything a messy reality TV show. This is not the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is not Love and Hip Hop. God's church is not Basketball Wives. Like, stop it. Stop making the things of God drama. All over social media, we're seeing prophets or alleged prophets and leaders combating each other and fighting and doing messy stuff. And we've got to stop. Everything is not drama. Stop. If you don't hear nothing else I'm saying, forgive me for not looking because I'm driving. But everything's not drama. And if you perceive everything as drama, that's because you're a person full of drama. If you view everything as shady and messy, that's because that's your perspective and how you choose to analyze things. I have no ill will. I'm not that guy. But I do want to speak on what I posted. I said that I almost married a witch because I did. Let's bring some context here. We understand that the enemy comes to do three things: kill, steal, and destroy. I also go by the spiritual litmus test that for anything that's the kingdom of light and anything that is God is righteousness, peace, joy in the Holy Ghost. That's scripture. What am I saying? The enemy is trying to kill his prophets, kill his leaders, kill men, kill fathers, kill genuine people. There is an attack on genuine people. There is an attack on authentic people. Anybody that has a pure heart and is genuine, there is an attack. They try to slander their name. That's the enemy's job. So what is the enemy trying to do? Kill reputations, kill credibility, kill authenticity, kill the anointing. Steal what? Steal your power. Steal your strength. Steal all of that. Y'all forgive me because I'm getting distracted because I'm driving. But the enemy's trying to steal all these things. Ultimately to do what? Destroy you. Destroy your image. Destroy your likeness. Destroy your credibility. All these things have been done to me. And y'all have never fully heard me talk on it because I don't give life to drama. And I don't give life to mess. I just move on. And I'll be more transparent. I couldn't talk about things before now because if I did, it would have been messy. I ain't got nothing to hide. If I would have said stuff before now, it would have been shady. It would have been messy, but that's not the posture of my heart. The reality is I have been a victim of lies. I have been a victim of abuse. I have been a victim of leaders and relationships pimping me, using me for my resources, calling me on the phone, crying, asking for help privately, and then publicly trying to shame me and take advantage of me. And I've been silent about it. And hear me again, y'all, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. And I am absolutely healed. but it's time to talk about it so we can be transparent and grow and heal. There are people who come to me all the time. They're like, how are you standing when they said this about you? How are you standing when that happened? But if I don't talk about it and tell you, you'll never know. So here it is again. Let me bring it back in. When you look at a witch, when you look at demonic forces and principalities, the whole agenda of a witch and a demon is to kill you or kill your reputation, who you are, destroy you, shut you down. Whenever you are a psalmist, but on behalf of the Lord, a leader on behalf of the Lord, someone to speak truth to power, you become a target, you become a threat. And so the enemy tries to silence you. And the way the enemy tries to silence you is by way of ruining your reputation to make you someone who's not credible. If I can slander your name, I can cause people to walk away. And that's why I say, if you do not trust the God in me, or you feel some kind of way, please go. Please, I'm not mad. Just go. It's okay. We're all called to different people. That's why there's different pastors and leaders out here. If you don't like the way Joel Osteen teaches, because people talk about him, they say, you know, he's too kind, he's too whatever. Okay, but don't badmouth him. Just go find a different leader. Some people don't like Bishop Jakes. They think he's too old school. They think he's too whatever. Okay, cool. Don't badmouth him. Just go get a different leader. It's just like a restaurant. If you don't like the food at a certain restaurant, that doesn't mean you got to badmouth the restaurant. Just go pick another restaurant. Go get a different menu. Stop making everything drama and shade and mess. That's not what it's got to be. Grow up. Mature. Everybody's not for everybody. Relationships come and go. They don't work. Honest to God, out of all of my relationships, I don't have an issue with anybody except for one of the last ones I was in, because that was a demonic assignment, and I can say that. I'm not going to call names. I'm not hurt. I'm not, none of that. It's my truth. It's my truth. This individual called me a false prophet, dogged me out. They told everybody I was having sex with her, and I've never touched that woman in that regard. Never. I don't care what anybody says. I don't have any reason to lie. But that's what's been done and said to try to shut my mouth. And I say this humbly. I've lacked nothing. In fact, I'm traveling more than I ever had in my life. God is elevating my name. God is increasing my anointing. God is blessing me to have music that's streaming in 30 different countries. And people who are assigned to me and have discernment are winning. I coach people all over the world. I pastor people all over the world, and they are excelling. They're starting their businesses. They're seeing healing in their family. And not no credit to me, but we give credit to God, and I'm grateful that God could use me despite rumors, use me despite lies. I've never clapped back. I have no intention to clap back. I have no intention to get even. But what I'm not going to do is shut my mouth because a witch is mad at me. I'm not going to shut my mouth because principalities are upset at my arrival. I'm not going to shut my mouth because the enemy doesn't want me to talk. I'm not doing that. We have too many cowards out here. I'm not doing that. I am no longer going to shut my mouth when I know there's a demonic agenda that is trying to silence men and women of God. And again, I'm not just trying to make this all spiritual. I don't care who you are. If you're a father, there is an attack against genuine men. There's an attack against fatherhood. There's an attack against people in the family unit, in the family dynamic. There's an attack. There's an attack against great mothers. There's an attack on women of integrity. There's an attack against anybody and anything that has morals, values, and ethics. And so I'm saying all that to say, I am no longer going to keep my mouth shut when I see injustice against fathers who are good fathers. I am no longer going to keep my mouth shut when I see injustice against women who are great mothers, great mentors, etc. I'm not going to shut my mouth when I see genuine pastors and leaders, ministers of the gospel, pianists, singers, whoever you are, wherever you are. I'm not going to allow injustice on my watch. It's injustice. It's defamation of character. People lie on you because they want to fight for a stage, and we've got to stop, y'all. We've got to stop. And again, for the people just tuning in, please understand, I got to keep saying it because people like to soundbite and clip stuff. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm not hurting. Am I disappointed in leadership in certain people and the way they're moving? Yeah, but even then I'm not mad because it's a lesson. That's why I'm on here today. It's a lesson. Yes. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Grace. Hey, everybody. Yes, it's a lesson. If you don't get taught, if you don't have conversation, that's why this mess continues to happen. And so please understand, any post you see from me, I am not being shady. I don't have to be. I don't have to get back at anybody. I don't have to do that. My intention is to always be truthful and honest. But again, we are living in a world where honesty is being turned into mess, and it's not mess. It's not mess. I do believe there is a tone in which you can communicate. There is a tone in which you can say things. But at this rate, like the psalmist says, if you don't know me by now, you'll never know me. I'm the same guy I've always been. I haven't changed. I do nothing but help so many people. I give of my all financially, spiritually. I'm always going to bat for people. But the truth of the matter is, if I'm honest, there's plenty of times where people didn't go to bat for me. And again, I'm not mad. I can literally smile while I'm talking and say this with passion because I'm not mad. I'm just saying we got to grow up. We got to grow up. Stop killing good people. Stop tarnishing the name of good people. Stop doing that. It's not fair. It's not right. It's unethical. Stop it. If you've dealt with trauma in your life and you've been through an abusive relationship, don't project that onto the next man. Don't project that onto the next woman. Go get healing and go be honest. Stop trying to make the person that God sent in your life that you prayed for out to be somebody he or she's not, when the truth of the matter is you're not healed. Take accountability. How about that? Come on, y'all. We're grown. We're not babies. We're not immature. Like, come on. If you know there's an area in your life where you're immature, instead of projecting on other people, tell the truth and say, you know what, bruh? I think I need healing in this area. You know what, sis? I need to sit this one out. I need to go get coaching. I need to go get a mentor. I need to go sit at the feet of Jesus and get healing because I don't want to project my insecurity, my issues on somebody else. Because what you're doing is you're hurting whole families. I'll even be more honest. The attacks that have come against me in times past, it didn't just affect me, it affected my family. Can I be honest? I'm gonna be transparent. I got family and friends who everybody's not saved. Everybody's not like Pastor Levi, who legitimately have wanted to sue people, fight people, and come at people. But the people that have come against me, I still to this day cover them. And I say, drop the charges, don't do it. Don't do it. No, because we're not gonna operate that way. They'll never know that because I don't tell them. I'm always behind the scenes trying to get people to just have a conversation and do right by people. Because we gotta change the narrative, y'all. We gotta change the narrative. We gotta have conversations. We gotta reason together. Everything is not a reunion show from the Housewives of Atlanta. Everything is not a reunion show from Love and Hip Hop. That's not how we're supposed to operate. We have to understand how to have integral conversations. We have to understand how to take responsibility. We have to understand how to heal for real and stop taking every post and every message and making it like it's shady. It's not shade. The reality is I've been through things. You've been through things, and you should be able to freely talk about it and get the healing that you need. No one should be drinking themselves to sleep at night because they don't have an outlet. No one should be contemplating suicide because they don't have an outlet, especially us as men. We don't get the same outlets. I hate to make it sexist, but men, we do not get the same outlets like women do. It's not, we get looked at like you're being soft, you're being extra if you tell it. No, it's not fair. I'm tired of seeing my brothers hurting. I'm tired of seeing fathers hurting. I'm tired of seeing men of God hurting. And I'm tired of seeing women of God and mothers hurting. It's not fair. Stop killing us. Stop. Stop doing that to us. If you're in a relationship and it didn't work out, just silently go your separate way. Stop trying to kill people. If you leave the church, silently go your separate way. Stop trying to kill people. You don't have to agree, because the same person you don't agree with is the same person God will use to help somebody else. Just because y'all didn't work out doesn't make somebody evil. It just means y'all didn't work out. And it's okay. It's okay. You could have been friends with somebody for 10 years, and on that 11th year, y'all had a falling out. It's okay. Stop killing people. Stop slandering people's name. Stop doing screenshots and getting on pulpits and trying to take shade at people. Stop it. That is not the character of God. That is not the Lord's church. And let me speak to that. There's nothing wrong with God's church. People always say, I'm sick of church people. I'm sick of church. There is nothing wrong with the Lord's church. It's stuff wrong with people in the church and immature people. Stop it. I've been silent for so long, and even now while I'm talking, I'm still not saying everything I could say. If I ever want to be messy and shady, I can pull receipts, I can pull screenshots, I can pull financial transactions. Because here's the thing, anything I give to anybody financially, and I'm just talking, y'all, I keep a record of it. Not because I'm trying to throw it in anybody's face. I keep a record because I have to be a good steward. Anything I give or do, I have to keep a record of it for tax purposes and for financial responsibility and all that stuff. I'm saying that to say, I keep records of everything. But we can pull up receipts. I'm not trying to do that, and I'm not gonna do that, because that's not the intent. But again, I'm saying all that to say, y'all, when someone tells their truth, whether you agree with it or not, you do not have jurisdiction to determine the intent of what they said. You don't know what people are going through. I don't care how close in proximity you might be with someone and say, oh, I've known them for years. You still will never know the fullness of what somebody is going through. And you do not get to determine if something is shady or not, or whatever or not. If you view something in that context, that's because you are a shady individual. You are a messy individual. You are a childish individual. You gotta grow up. You can be a preacher and you're still childish. You can be a prophet and still be childish. You can be all of that and still be whatever. So when I made that post, that was me being honest and taking responsibility, saying, I almost married a witch. I almost made a mistake. You know why? Because she was fine. We had a good time when we first started work together. Laughed all the time. Everything wasn't bad. Everything was not bad. But there were certain things that began to shift in the relationship that started turning south that nobody knows about, because I've always covered her. And I've never talked about it, despite what was done to me. And this is my first time ever talking about it, only because it's my story and it's my truth. And my intent is that it helps somebody. Just because somebody's fine does not mean you jeopardize the calling on your life. Just because someone's fine and makes you laugh does not mean you jeopardize your integrity. The Bible says, what does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? I am not gonna lose my soul because you look good. I'm not gonna lose my soul because you make me smile. I'm not gonna lose my soul because you caught me. As a man, you caught me. You caught me. You had my attention. You had my focus. And little by little, I started being diverted from my life's assignment. And I will be honest and say this. There's times where I would be on the pulpit getting done from preaching, and this individual would greet me at the car and cuss me out. The same one that everybody's been trying to protect and say whoopity-whoopity-woo would cuss me out after I got done praying with families, praying for people who have been talking about they've been going through cancer, or they lost their home, or their child was an atheist, and when they first saw you as a man, they saw someone they could relate to. And when I would get done praying, when I would get done leading and just whatever, I can't even go home in peace. I'm getting cussed out by a woman I was getting ready to marry. I'm being slandered by a woman I was getting ready to marry. I'm not talking mess. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. We gotta stop with the games, y'all. Stop it. You don't know what people are holding. You don't know what people are covering, trying to be there for people. And this, I ain't gonna say too much. And then you got pastors and leaders who cover the witch, who cover the person yeah. I ain't gonna say too much. I'm just saying, I want to have a conversation because I believe healing can come from this. I want to have a conversation because I want to protect God's men and God's women. I want to have a conversation because healing needs to happen. I know too many good people who are hurting privately because of lies and rumors, and it's not fair. And no one's sticking up for them. No one's speaking up for them. Everybody's afraid because they're like, so-and-so got more followers, so I don't want to say nothing. And if you open your mouth, they might not invite you to their platform. Listen, I don't need anybody to invite me to their platform. And I say that humbly and respectfully. I will build and do what God has called me to do. I don't need anybody to be my come up. I don't need anybody to try to pimp me and play me. I've done that in my 20s. I've had years of that already. I've had years of people trying to play me and use the calling and anointing on my life to build their churches and their ministries, but want nothing to do with me. They've never cared about what Levi's going through. They've never cared about how's Levi and his family. They've never cared how is Levi and his mental health. Everybody sees the success I've been having, and God has been doing it, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful. But nobody sees the behind the scenes of the sleepless nights, the warfare, and all of that. It's not easy. So again, I'm just saying this to say, stop attacking the legitimate voices. Stop hurting the legitimate voices. You don't know what we sacrifice. You don't know what we go through. If I told y'all how many people were in my inbox giving me invitations to partake in ungodly activities, it would blow your mind. Some of your favorite pastors and leaders have invited me to partake in things that would blow y'all's mind. Some of your favorite Grammy Award winning artists have contacted me to partake in things that would blow your mind. And I will never uncover them, and I'm not going to. I'm just saying this to say, stop it. Stop it. I'm not looking for a handout. I'm not looking for a clap on the back. I'm not looking for none of that. All I'm saying is you don't know the cost. You don't know the sacrifice. You don't know. And that's why God's blessing me. God is blessing me tremendously because I'm covering his people. God is blessing me tremendously because I'm helping his people despite what's being said and done against me. I'm good, y'all. Hear me. I know I'm talking passionately, but I really want you to know I'm okay. I promise you. I am okay. I am fine. I'm healthy. I'm happy. There was a season in my life where I was drinking myself to sleep. There was a season in my life where I was heavily depressed. There was a season in my life where I tried to kill myself. There was a season in my life where I felt so taken advantage of. There was a season in my life where I was homeless and sleeping in my car while I was still preaching, while I was still teaching, and nobody knew. Nobody knew. So I'm just saying, stop. You have no idea what me or others have been through, right, Ashley? Yes, I see everybody. Hey, Georgina, what's up, Rufus? What up, everybody? Ebony, I see y'all. What up, Jeremy? What up? But right, that's why my song Prevail. Now y'all understand when you hear my song Prevail, why it blesses me so much. I wrote Prevail while I was going through one of the most toughest times in my life. And when nobody was covering me, when nobody was looking out for me, I would chant to myself in the car and say, I will prevail. That's why the lyrics say, they will fight against me, but they shall not prevail against you, because you are with me, and with you I will prevail. That's where these lyrics came from. I don't just write songs and sing songs because I'm trying to be famous or be like, that's not my goal. I'm literally writing from my heart. I'm preaching from my heart. I'm teaching from my heart. I'm leading from my heart. I'm not doing any of this to be seen or to be heard. I'm doing what I do because God called me to do it. And we have enough fake leaders out here. We have enough fraudulent activity out here. Who's gonna stand up and be the truth? Who's gonna stand up and be honest? Who's gonna stand up and tell the truth? We've gotta stop. We've got to stop. Stop trying to silence and kill God's voices. Stop, man. It's not fair. It's not fair. If you have a disagreement with somebody, bow out gracefully, but stop trying to taint their name just because you don't like them. And here it is again. But when you tell your story and your truth, do not let social media, do not let society try to silence you and take your words to shift it as if you're being messy and carnal. Stop it. Stop it. Everybody's not evil. Everybody's not bad. Everybody's not, stop. How about you be honest and say, I'm attacking you because I'm actually jealous of you. Say that. How about you actually say, I'm doing this. What's up, man? How about you actually say, I'm envious of you. So that's why I'm attacking you. Just say it. Be honest. Just say, I'm attacking you. I'm lying on you. I'm all of that because I'm jealous. Take responsibility. And yes, Ashley, now let me go back to that. I'm glad you said that. That's witchcraft. Whenever someone is going against the hand of God on your life, whenever someone's trying to tarnish your name, whenever someone's trying to manipulate people to look at you in a different way or come against you, that is witchcraft. That is witchcraft. That's exactly what it is. And what's been happening in the body of Christ, what's been happening in relationships is witchcraft. Many of your pastors and leaders are operating in witchcraft. If they're manipulating you, trying to pimp you, trying to take of your gifts and your talents, but they don't care about your well-being and how you're doing and all of that, that is witchcraft. I know tons of people that do Facebook Lives trying to get y'all to sow money. And they say, sow this seed for a prophetic word. Anybody that's ever been a part of my ministry, my coaching, whatever, in private, I have never, and y'all can say it, y'all can attest, I have never asked y'all for a dime to prophesy to you. There's people who I've done conferences for, and they say, hey, Pastor Levi, I can't afford you, and I work out something with them. It's the truth. Tell me, somebody on the live, wherever, tell me it's a lie. I don't pimp people. I don't steal money from people. I don't use my anointing and my gifting to rape people. I don't do that. It's been done to me for over 15 years, and I don't do it. I won't do it. But what I'm not gonna do is allow a witch, a demon, a jealous individual, a naysayer to create a rumor to come against me or any of God's people. That's the problem. Nobody's standing up to defend the faith anymore. Nobody's standing up to defend integrity anymore. Nobody's standing up to defend truth anymore because we're worried about being on somebody's stage. We're worried about being on somebody's platform. We're worried. I'm telling y'all, nobody has ever endorsed me. The success I have has literally been the hand of God. I don't even post as much anymore, but I'm telling y'all, your boy's doing phenomenal. I'm doing great. And it's because of God. It's because of integrity. It's because of honesty. I will not sell my soul. I will not sell. I won't do it. Y'all can have that. Especially if you live here in Atlanta. Atlanta has become very strange. Y'all can have it. Please don't invite me to your service. Don't invite me to your gathering. Don't invite me to your service. Don't waste my time. I'm not gonna waste your time. Let's not even do it. I'm good. I work a job. I don't need nobody's money from ministry. I have a job. I choose to work deliberately. I have a good job. I have several streams of income. I am good. I don't need nothing from nobody. I'm not gonna pimp you, and I will not be pimped. I've been pimped long enough. I've served too many leaders, and I've had the back of too many people behind the scenes. I've been pimped long enough. I've been manipulated long enough. I've been lied on long enough. And again, y'all, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. And I don't hate anybody. And I'm not going to call names. And if you choose to create a rumor report and flip it and turn this how you want to, that's on you. May you reap what you sow. May you reap what you sow. And I say that anyone that chooses to keep attacking God's people, it's a principle. You will reap what you sow. What up, Pastor Jefferson? Yes, yes, yes. I can kind of see y'all's comments. I'm about to pull over because I'm driving. But I just had to get this out, y'all, because I'm just tired of seeing good people hurting, man. I coach so many people who are hurting. I coach and do life with so many pastors and leaders who are hurting. Because people are misinterpreting them, they're scrutinizing them, and I'm not saying there's not certain pastors and leaders that do messy things, but for those of us that are not that way, don't do that to us. Don't do that to us. If this is too much for you, go your separate way, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, y'all. All right, so let me pull over. I can't read. Again, for those just coming in, you got to catch the replay. Again, I made a post yesterday that said I married a witch, and I thank God, or thank God I didn't marry a witch. And I thank God for divine intervention, and apparently it became a whole thing. But the reality is, I almost did. I almost did. I don't mean no ill will. It's in her bloodline. Her family is demonic. And I knew that from day one. And I allowed the beauty. I allowed, you know, my desire to love. I allowed all of that. Because ministry, business, it can be hard out here. Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to be by themselves. So as a man, I allowed myself to get distracted. I did. And there's so much more I could say, but I'm not gonna say that. But I made that post because even the people on the post said, thank you for this. We would love for you to do a live. We would love for you to write a book, because they got caught up in lustful relationships. They got caught up marrying the wrong person. They got caught up doing different things, and it changed the trajectory of their lives. I know tons of leaders who are married to the wrong person. But because they have a church and they don't want to see division in their church, they're staying married, but they're not happy. I know tons of people who are contemplating suicidal thoughts because they're not happy and they don't want to be looked at a certain way because of naysayers and people. Y'all have got to stop, man. You've got to stop. You've got to stop. I've had this same individual who I am calling a witch, that's what it is, blast my name and cause the friendships that I've had with pastors and leaders to shift. Now, again, I'm not mad because if these certain pastors don't have discernment to know who I am and can't remember how I was there for them when they called my phone crying and how I've helped them through all types of things, I got to let it go. It is what it is. And I'm not mad. No love lost. It is what it is. But all I'm saying is, stop taking people's posts. Stop taking people's story. Stop taking people's truth and trying to villainize them and make them out to be somebody they're not. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not integral. And one of the reasons why our world is so chaotic right now is because people don't know who to trust anymore. People don't know who to listen to anymore. There's so much fraudulent activity out here that it's sickening. There's times where I don't even want to do this because there's so much fraudulent activity. We are not in a time where it's popular to be a pastor. The era of the mega church is over. The era of all of that is done. This isn't fun. This is hard as I don't know what. And it doesn't just affect me. It affects my mother. When my mother has to see me tear up and cry behind the scenes that nobody knows. It affects my mother when she wants to go to bat for me and I tell her, no, mom, don't do it. It affects my brothers when they want to go in on somebody, but I won't let them do it. It affects my entire family, but I don't speak on that. All y'all hear and see me post is prophetic, inspirational things all the time. So I know for some of you seeing that post and even seeing this title, you're like, whoa, he don't talk about that often. He don't say that often. That's weird. What's going on? Is he okay? Is something wrong? I am fine, y'all. I've been fine. I've gone to counseling. I've gone to therapy. I have an apostolic council that I answer to. There's a board that I answer to. I am not a pastor just out here. I am covered. I have a covering. I have a spiritual mother. I have a spiritual father. I'm covered. I am covered. And I go to the trusted voices that know me. I also have friends that have known me for 10, 20 plus years. And people in my life that hold me accountable. So trust me, I'm not bleeding on anybody. I'm not any of that. I'm good. But I am absolutely going to take my story, whatever I go through, and be honest, because we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. And we have got to stop hurting people. So many people are not speaking their truth because they're afraid of what society is going to say. They're afraid of being judged. They're afraid of being belittled. They're afraid of all of that. Nah, you can't go in. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, I'm gonna be honest though. In the back of my mind, I want to say, well, hey, if I don't know, but no, I wouldn't be a man of integrity if I did that. Trust me. I think about it. I've thought about it. But we've got to stop, y'all. I say this in love. I really, really hope that you all have heard my heart. And for whoever the messy people are that started rumors, because it already started. I already know it's been coming to me. Whoever the messy people are, grow up. And I love you too. Genuinely, I love you. If you have a question, inbox me. You can ask me anything. I have a whole nother line that I gave y'all my text message number for. I will respond to your text. Not my assistants, not any of that. Text me. I might not have time to get on the phone and talk only because I got too much going on. I have a whole ministry I'm building. I work a whole job running the operations of a school. I'm a coach. I'm also a full-time student. I'm back in school. I got too much on my plate to be entertaining immature people who just have an agenda to silence God's voices. I'm not entertaining that, and don't bring it to me. If you have a legitimate question and you want legitimate understanding and you want to have a legitimate heart-to-heart, you can always reach out to me. You can always talk to me. I'm an open book. I've got nothing to hide, but we will do it with respect. We will do it with honor. We will not shade anybody or slander anybody's name. Anybody who I've ever worked with professionally or in ministry, I honor all of them. I don't slander their names, and I won't. Just because we either had a disagreement or whatever, that's just that. It happens. It happens. But we've got to shift the narrative, y'all. We've got to shift the narrative. We've got to stop. We've got to stop. Generations are being hurt. I know people from a church scandal I was there that to this day they have not found a church home. To this day they still don't know where to worship. To this day they can't trust leaders. And it's not just pastors, but then what happens is when you can't trust your spiritual father, it then makes an issue with your biological father. Or if you had issues with your biological father, it's now an issue with your spiritual fathers. This is bigger than us. It's bigger than church. It's bigger than social media. This is hurting generations. Generations are not trusting God now because they're watching how the pastor manipulated this, that, or the third. They're watching how they mishandled the people that had their back. They're watching how people stole from them. People can't even tell who's the church now and who's the world. We gotta stop, y'all. We gotta stop. But I hope y'all can hear my heart. I didn't plan on doing this today. I just, after seeing the responses, and I got people inboxing me and hitting me up wondering if I'm okay and thought something was wrong, I'm good, y'all. I promise you. I'm really, really good. I'm not just saying that. I have peace. Am I disheartened? Yeah. Am I disappointed? Yeah. Am I saddened by the way we're operating? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I said this last week at an event. God did not call us to be celebrities. He didn't. He called us out to be peculiar and to be his ambassadors here in the earth realm. He did not call us to be celebrities. That doesn't mean he won't give you celebrity status, but we've got to change the narrative, y'all. Hey T, miss you too. What's up, everybody? But we got to change the narrative, y'all. Stop trying to go viral. I'm not saying don't put your work in, you know, you want your music to take off, your business, your brand, your product, or your service to take off. But the goal, like, if you just master what you're assigned to do, God will elevate you. If you're a chef and you make phenomenal food, the world will come to figure out what are you putting in your recipe. I want to come to your restaurant. Like, stop trying to sell your soul. Stop jeopardizing great relationships. Stop throwing people under the bus because you want to get to another level and do stuff. Stop it, y'all. Stop. You don't have to do that. You do not have to do that. I promise you. And I'm going to challenge you. Some of you who have relationships, be it with your pastors or leaders or dating or whatever, reach out to them and say, hey, can we have a conversation? Stop with all the subliminal messages. Stop with all the shady stuff. Go reach out and try to have a conversation. And if they choose not to have a conversation with you, then that's a different ball game. But stop it, man. Stop it. I know what that feels like. All my life, I've done nothing but be genuine, man. I can't tell you how many times I've sat with worship leaders and people till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning counseling them. I know people leading services having abortions and nobody knows, and I'm sitting with them counseling them, but they won't tell you that part. They won't tell me all that. They won't tell you how they're yeah. And even now, I still don't even like going into it because I don't like to tell people's business. And I'm not saying it to say, but I want you to understand the magnitude of what I'm saying. I'm not just saying I'm sitting with people because, oh, so-and-so hurt my feelings. No, I'm walking with people who've had several abortions. I'm walking with people who are contemplating suicide. I'm walking with people who are about to lose their churches, going through divorces. Don't know. I almost got hit by a car by somebody's ex that didn't want me there to help them. They tried to hit my physical body with their car. Nobody knows that though. So again, watch yourself. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know the weight of what people are covering. Many of you hear me preach and pray and you're like, oh my God, it's so powerful. Yeah, because I had to fight for this, man. When I'm exhorting, when I'm preaching and I'm teaching and I'm praying, I'm fighting for your life the same way I had to fight for mine. I don't do this for show. I don't need nothing from anybody. I'm a whole man out here. I will work. I don't need nothing from nobody, and neither do you. Because if God be for you, who will be against you? I don't care what any ex tries to do to you. I don't care what any former pastor or leader that tried to manipulate you does to you. I don't care. And you will still honor. You will still honor. Honor doesn't mean I got to go to your church. I will honor you from a distance. You will not slander anybody's name. You will not do that. But you will protect yourself and separate yourself from manipulation. And you will be who God called you to be. You will no longer shade people. You will no longer do that. We've got to stop. Whether you realize it or not, you are indirectly training other people how to operate. If a relationship doesn't work, bow out gracefully and call it a day. Bow out. And again, for some of y'all new to this, what I'm even discussing, this was 3 years ago. I just, for whatever reason now, I asked the Lord, I said, I don't know why you want me to talk about it now, but okay, let's talk about it. This was 3 years ago. So trust me, if I would have talked about this before now, you would have got shade. You would have got me being messy. You would have got that from me, but that's not my heart. That's not my intent. That's not my motive. I'm only speaking on this now because I want people free. I want people to grow up. I want people to heal. I want people to love. We got to love each other. Even the people that hurt you, man, you still got to love them. You got to love them. Every ex, every pastor and leader I've ever worked with, I still love them all completely. And if they ever needed me for real in real life, I would still have their back. But what I will say is they will not manipulate me. They won't. And if that gets looked at like I'm being rude or disrespectful, so be it. We got to draw a line in the sand. Come on now. Come on now. I have no ill will. I have no anger in my heart. We're good, y'all. We're good. So again, I'm going to get off of here. But we got to allow ourselves to be honest. And we've got to stop taking people's comments and posts and being immature and make it as if